Hey, what's up everyone? Tim here from Everyday Tactical Vids. Today we're making breakfast out here in the woods, and I've got the new K stove from the Minuteman Provision Company. Let me turn the camera around and give you a look at this cool stove. All right, so here's a look at the stove. This is the K stove, as I just mentioned. You can tell because it looks like a K. Let me give you a close-up here. Now this is constructed of 1/8 inch steel, and they are 4-inch tubes basically that are all assembled and put together. It's just a big hefty stove. It's strong, it's durable. It's not gonna be a backpacking stove as far as, like throwing it in a pack and then going off into the woods. But front country camping, picnics, things like that, it's just a cool option because as long as you got wood, you can get your fire rocking and rolling. You don't have to worry about fuel, propane, white gas, all those extra types of things. So let's get this thing fired up and cook some eggs for breakfast. Real quick, I want to mention 19 by 10 by 3 inches deep are the dimensions for the stove. And with every order of a K stove, you're going to get at least 2 bags of the Maya sticks. These are a fat wood fire starter. So pretty cool. Weight for your stove, 25 pounds. Honestly, it doesn't feel like 25 pounds. It doesn't feel lightweight, but 25 pounds just, that sounds heavier than what it feels like, at least when I pick it up and carry it. So all that said, let's get this thing fired up and have some breakfast. All right, so here's a little pile of sticks I have. Generally, I would encourage you to use a bunch of smaller sticks as opposed to trying to cram like 3 or 4 larger sticks in there. Just allows the airflow to work better. Here's a look down the tube. I got some pine needles, some sticks, a little piece of paper, and some fat wood shavings down there. Breakfast. So here's what it looks like to feed some sticks in. Just basically lay them down in like this, and then they'll burn down. You can just shove them in a little bit. One thing I can tell you is that as the stove heats up, you're going to get just better airflow, and more of the heat is going to be coming up that vertical tube. So it takes a little bit of time, maybe just like 3 or 4 minutes, to start heating up, and then it's going to cook even more effectively. Got some eggs ready to eat. I'm about to have my breakfast here. Just a couple notes. The stove does get hot, so be careful. You let it cool down a bit before you try moving it. The handle is definitely usable as a handle, but even that gets a little bit warm, so you got to make sure you're careful. But let the whole thing be cool. Double check it before you pick it up and start moving it. The legs, super stable. I mean, I'm not on particularly even ground right here, but still, they just it's not rocking, it's not moving. Yeah, I mean, it's super effective. You just throw some wood in there, get the heat going, and then get it rocking. One other thing I'll throw out to you is that I often put wood down the top tube, the kind of chimney stack tube, as opposed to just in the angled 45-degree tube. I just find that gets the wood right into the the spot where the flame is, sometimes efficiently. So another way to feed it. But let's eat some food now. Bon appetit. Eggs and Old Bay, yes. Yes. All right, guys, so I'm gonna roll in some footage here. I also used this to cook some s'mores with the family the other day. We were gonna do a fire, but it was really windy, and so we decided to go with this instead. I will tell you that it worked awesome for that. So if you wanna, have an opportunity to cook food, do s'mores, something like that, but you're like, I can't do a full-fledged campfire, it's not going to work, as far as maybe the volume of wood that you have, or maybe it's like the wind. I was out by the water. This just worked great. So set it up on top of the picnic table, rock and roll, cooked our s'mores. It was great. Couple details here. Once you get done with it, I've got some water here. I generally dump it down the top chimney tube, and then it'll basically flow out the bottom and cool everything down. Make sure that you, when all the little scraps and pieces of ash and wood come out, that everything's cold and wet before you leave it, so you don't just leave some hot ashes there on the ground, start a fire or something like that. All right, guys, price point at the time of this video right now is $239 for this stove. Not super cheap, but a lifelong investment, made to last. And I was talking with the owner of the company the other day, and he was just saying that shipping costs and costs of metal have just skyrocketed during this time of the season. Use the code EDTV, Everyday Tactical Vids, EDTV, to save 10% off site-wide on anything, whether it's a K stove, you can buy fire steels there, you can buy fat wood. They got a bunch of other stoves. I think Brian at Survival on Purpose just put out a video on one of their stoves as well, more of kind of like a grill. So yeah, these guys are doing cool things. Built to last, 3-year warranty for the stove. This is just a really cool product. If you like to cook over flame, but you don't want to, you don't want to have to worry about gas and all the other types of fuel, you just want to use wood. It's a very simple option. It works really well, pumps out the heat, and yeah, does a great job. So tell me your thoughts on it. I'll share the feedback with the Minuteman Provision Company. What do you like about it? What would you change? Thoughts, feedback in general. Let's get that conversation started in the comment section now. All right, guys, thanks as always for checking out the videos here on YouTube. Please subscribe to Everyday Tactical Vids if you haven't done so already. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, check us out on Instagram, Tumblr, and Vero as well. More videos coming soon. Take care.